So it's good to be with you guys on another episode with Sale. I'm very excited to be kicking it with you guys right now. It's been really good conversations. It's been a really good time right now for me, and I hope it's been a great time for you guys as well. Right now, I hope everybody's still enjoying their summer, and I hope everybody's still enjoying all the events that's proceeding, going into the fall time, and it's a lot of things that's transpiring. Hope everybody's being blessed with their family, and I hope you guys are just being blessed in yourself as well and continuing that positive energy. That's important for you to be able to get through your day to day, staying positive, staying upbeat. And I love giving out these messages and being able to have that conversation where we can be positive and also have, differences of opinion. But, at the end of the day, we want to get there together, and we want to have a good conversation while we're trying to get there. So definitely, I just wanted to give a little bit of some love on that. So going into the topic for today, for me, I've had a lot of experience being, a manager, a leader. I've had thousands of people that been underneath my leadership. I've managed tens of millions of dollars. I've been able to, put people in positions where they've been able to move forward in their ladders of life. And doing this at such a young age, you see a lot of transformation in time. In the business scope that I've, been able to proceed over, it really challenges you because you have to change and adapt. And I really want to go into one topic that I think is very important right now, especially with the time and the age that we're in. And that's automation right now. And I want to really go into the topic of automation versus the people. Because right now, as a leader, I'm seeing this flow every single day in so many fashions of society. And to me, I think it's a good time for us to have a conversation about that, because automation is not going anywhere. It's only going to continue to grow. And as business see this as a cheaper way to give out labor and value to consumers, they're going to continue to use this tool and technique. And I think I want to share some of my opinion on how I feel about automation versus the people. The first thing I want to start off with is the automation part of it, because to me, we have seen automation over the last, I would say, 5 to 10 years especially, take a rapid move into our society. We can see it through the way that we pay for things. We can see it through the way that we're able to get certain access points to certain things. You can see it with self-checkouts, with cashiers being taken away. You can see it with red boxes and kiosks. I mean, you see a lot of different forms of automation where a robot or a computer or an application is taking the place of where a person would be in that time. And you can almost go back, a couple of decades ago, where automation was something where technology knew this was growing, and this used to grow a lot in the manufacturing industry, because when you're dealing with parts and maybe different types of things that you have to use to build with, they was using computers and robots and certain forms of that automation. But when technology has grown so much in that way, automation has become such a vast point where now businesses are seeing this as cheaper labor. And they're seeing this as a way to upside their profit, and in the same time, try to give a certain type of level of customer service because of the digital age, how everybody is connected and plugged in. And to me, I don't think that that's all the way of a good idea viewpoint to take it to that full advancement without looking at the assessment of the people as well. So when you look at, the side of the people of it, is that right now we have a growing population. Our population is growing as much as it's ever grown in the last 30 plus years. And we're having a lot of younger people starting to get older. And the competition for jobs that's out here is at a high competitive race, partly because of automation, but also because of the training and the labor skill force that we have right now, where people are still trying to get adapted to computers, people are trying to get adapted to new digital information and how to really gravitate to what information is, and seeing it in different ways, because the culture right now has allowed us to tap into so many different points in the world. So when we're doing business, we're not just doing business maybe here in the US, but we could be doing business somewhere in Australia or Italy or anywhere in the vast parts of the world. So right now with people, we're trying to figure out how to reinvent that skilled labor force. But I think that also the biggest part about people that we need to understand is true value and how to negotiate true value. I think that word negotiation is key. When we talk about, the battle between automation and the people, I think we need to understand that negotiation of value is also key within that. If you are a talented person that brings value to a person's company, and that person knows that they're giving you, that you're giving that value, and they're giving you certain levels of value for that, but you know for a fact that that's not the level that you should be getting or that you should receive, it is, to me, your responsibility to try to break down that wall. It is your responsibility to create that new ceiling, because at the end of the day, that has happened before, decades before us. We may not know the names of people that fight in the battles, but we know when the wars are won. And we need to understand that right now, with the battle of automation, companies will not change until consumers change, until the workforce change, until we start to understand not just competitiveness in population form, but understanding competitiveness in value form, competitiveness in negotiation terms, understanding that people can be able to have representation. You just don't need somebody to represent you. I understand that unions are very important. I understand that groups and third parties is important to be able to know where you want to go to in your direction. But I think the other important part of it is you. You're the underlying factor within that equation when we talk about the people. And the people right now, I think, have an opportunity to really fight through that. Because to me, automation is only for moments. They can cut on, they can cut off, they have no personality. There's no human form within it. I know that right now we're starting to tap into artificial intelligence technology. We're starting to tap into communication type of technology with audio, but you still cannot take the form away of a human being. I hear it all the time in business that, a person comes up to me saying, I want somebody to ring up my stuff. I don't want a computer. I don't want to go to a computer to talk to. I don't need a computer to say something to me. I want a person, I want a cashier to be able to have an interaction with. And sometimes we don't understand that may be the only person that person has to interact with in a day. As people, we're only we only open up to things that we feel secure about or we feel good about. And I think right now automation is taking away some of that from us, and we need to start to gravitate back towards the people side of it, because the population is not going to stop growing. There's only a certain amount of jobs to the population growth as far as where we're at right now. There's only so many things that you can create as avenues until at a certain point you have to stay fast into what your belief is, and you got to hold to the point of what is your value. So in my idea, I hope that we can find a balance. I hope that we can lean more to people. I hope that people can get more value, get more financial upward mobility. I hope that we can be able to show the growth with that. And I also believe that we can grow within automation. There's certain things that we shouldn't have to do, but there's certain things that should be created with that idea. So guys, definitely this is the ending of this episode with the topic being automation versus the people, and understanding just that whole battle right now in our society. Right now automation is going anywhere, and we need to understand that at this point we need to find other ways and other avenues to fight against that trend that's taking place. Businesses are never going to side with the people as far as any type of profiteering. It's always going to be about money. It's always going to be about what they can get and what more can they bring to the table. Unless you're creating your own, unless you're going out there to find a way to, create a startup, give it somebody else, or find a way to negotiate your value as well. You're going to have tough battles with this automation, because that is the way that certain economic constraints is also created. Because with a certain value that you can put on a person compared to automation where somebody else can do it, I can have an ATM machine do it. I can have somebody else, as far as just maintenance that at a low cost. But, at the end of the day, that automation is going to be there. We have to find ways to beat that battle. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that topic. Definitely, continue to link me on the bio, follow, follow these conversations, follow these topics. Can't wait to have more dialogue. Really, guys, I am grateful to be right here talking about these things with you guys. And I hope that we're growing together because there's more coming. There's a lot more coming.